Yeah, well, today myself and every member of the Democratic caucus in Washington voted against the big ugly bill. It's a betrayal of the American people by the Republicans in Congress. It's going to hurt Americans. It's selling out the middle class for billionaires in this country. It's gutting Medicaid, gutting Medicare as we know it. It's kicking 17 million people off of health insurance. It's cutting access to nutritional assistance by hundreds of billions of dollars. Children, seniors, veterans are going to go hungry. It is a bad bill. It should have never seen the light of day. And in the middle of the night, Republicans rushed this to the floor, and it was debated in a historic fashion by Leader Hakeem Jeffries to bring to light the real tragedy that's included in this bill. And I voted no on it along with all of my Democratic colleagues, but unfortunately, the Republicans failed to grow a spine. They bent the knee to Donald Trump, and they pushed it through.
Can you talk more about, the SALT provisions, state and local tax deductions? It was 40,000, now 10,000. It seems like, New Yorkers are the one giving the most, getting the least back from the federal government.
Yeah, look at the SALT deduction that was promised not just by House Republicans, but by the president himself, is only half a loaf. And not only that, but it expires. And you know what else expires? The no tax on tips expires, and the no tax on overtime, another half a loaf. It expires. You know what doesn't expire? A tax break for billionaires in this country that they made permanent. So the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. It's the largest redistribution of wealth in American history, and people are going to be hurt. They sold out the middle class, and they sold out the needy in this country for the billionaires, and it's a real shame. And although I voted no, it's a sad day in America that this bill passed, regardless of the unified Democratic front against it.
Congressman on the opposite side of the aisle, their praises of this is the defense spending, the wall, immigration crackdown. Your thoughts to that part of the bill here?
Once again, the priorities of the people of America were failed today. They promised us to decrease the cost of living. They failed to live up to their promises. They promised to make life more affordable in every aspect. Not only with this bill will life become more expensive, like healthcare premiums becoming more expensive and co-pays going up and higher deductibles, but they're kicking 17 million people off of their health insurance while they're gutting Medicaid and gutting Medicare, and hospitals and nursing homes across the country will close, including right here in the great state of New York. So there's nothing to celebrate about this bill. It is an absolute shame that this bill went through here today. Again, they did what they were told by the President of the United States, and it was pushed through with an arbitrary deadline, and there's nothing to celebrate about this bill. Unfortunately, I was hoping that some Republicans would grow a spine and stand up to Donald Trump, but they failed to do so. So this went through with full Republican support -2 that had the guts to stand up to this president. And we know even the support that they had that was waning on the Senate side was not only voting for it, but saying, oh, we hope the House does the right thing. The House didn't do the right thing today. And the House and the Senate failed America by allowing this bill to go through. People will be hurt. The rich will get richer, the billionaire class especially, and the poor and the poorest among us will get poorer. It's a sad day in America. It's why I voted no. We've got a lot of work to do, and we're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to press on, and I believe that we will prevail. And you know where we're going to prevail? America's going to stand up, and they're going to fight back at the voting booth come this November and next November.
You think there's going to be a midterm election?
I'm sorry?
Do you think there's going to be a midterm election?
I still couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Do you think there will be a midterm election?
Well, the midterm election is fast approaching. It's only 16 months away, And 2026 November starts right now. People are waking up and they're realizing that the Republicans in control of the House and the Senate and the White House is hurting America. It's hurting us in our pocketbooks. It's hurting the people that have depended upon our government to do better for them. And you know who they're rewarding? The billionaire donors, not the middle class, certainly not the working poor. They've sold them out at the expense of their donors.
Is there a message you want to share for those directly impacted by this bill?
Yeah, look, I think we saw today who is standing up and fighting for the people of America. It's the Democratic caucus that are standing up for the working class. They're standing up for people that depend upon Medicaid and Medicare to pay their health bills. We're standing up for people that are on the Affordable Care Act. Republicans are kicking 17 million people off of health insurance that currently qualify for that. I'm an occupational therapist. I've worked with children with disabilities. I've worked with seniors that are trying to regain their independence after a devastating loss or some episode in their lives. And you know, those are the people that are going to be impacted by this. The people that also are not just getting kicked off of their health insurance, but those that can afford private health insurance, they're going to see increased wait times at emergency rooms. Hospitals are going to feel the strain. We're going to see the cost of healthcare premiums go up and deductibles go up and copays go up. Everybody gets hurt with this bill. You know who doesn't get hurt? The billionaires in this country. That's who this bill was focused on. That's who won today, the billionaires. Everyone else lost out.
What about the increased spending for ICE and what the president is calling the immigration crisis? Do you feel there is an immigration crisis in this country and does it warrant spending down?
The immigration crisis that we have in this country today is that this administration is weaponizing ICE to go after people that are here legally, here on temporary protective status, here with green cards. They're even deporting U.S. citizens, children with cancer. It's a terrible time in America as it pertains to our immigration. The people of America deserve better, we demand better, and we need to continue to fight to make sure that we get better.
Is there anything that you can do to fight some of the provisions in this bill as it's passed?
Well, look, we used our voices today on the floor of the House of Representatives. We used our vote, and we stood up for the people of America. We need to continue to organize and mobilize and make sure people continue to hold the Republican majority in Congress accountable and hold their feet to the fire from here until Election Day. All right? Thanks, everybody.